the Patriots didn't go after Saquon Barkley as we thought they might. Would have been expensive. $10 million is a lot to spend for a running back. But they are indeed signing Antonio Gibson, who is a highly versatile running back coming from the Washington Commanders. They haven't really had a third down back since James White, and he can do everything. He is one of the best downfield running backs in the league. He can basically play the wide receiver role, can pick up the blitz. He's actually, according to Andrew Callahan says here, according to PFF, he was graded as the 5th best pass blocking back in the NFL, at least among running backs with 50 plus snaps. 4th on that list is Ramondre Stevenson. Alex Van Pelt, in an offense where he really wants to establish the run, to run a West Coast offense, to run bootlegs, play action, things like that. Antonio Gibson is going to do a lot. So really happy to see the Patriots making this move. Now, there are some drawbacks there. He basically fumbled the ball once every 29 snaps, or once out of every 29 carries this past season with Washington, which is not a great look. But you want a guy who can pick up the blitz, who can pass block, who you can throw the ball to on third down, who's going to take a little bit of pressure off of Ramondre Stevenson, even on first or second down. Antonio Gibson is going to be able to do that. And look, you still have opportunities, right, to bring back guys like Ezekiel Elliott, who aren't going to be all that expensive. Probably a little more expensive than he was this past season. But let's say you pair Stevenson, Zeke with Gibson. Those are some good running backs, especially if you get a decent offensive line this offseason. A lot that you can do there. So good to see the Patriots making moves, bringing Kendrick Bourne back. Probably had to overpay for him a little bit. Probably had to overpay a little bit for Hunter Henry. That's something Bill Belichick wouldn't have done, but they would have been in a much worse position if those guys went elsewhere. But you got Douglas now. You got Henry. You got Kendrick Bourne. Now you just need that number one guy. And I hope, look, it might be Calvin Ridley. I'll be excited if it is Ridley, but I really hope they give high consideration to Marvin Harrison Jr., as I said. But let me know what you think. Is this what the Patriots should opt to do? Is go after a Marvin Harrison Jr. at wide receiver? Should they really spend a lot of money in a guy like Calvin Ridley, or trade and sign and spend money on a T. Higgins or a Brandon Ayuk instead and get a number one that way? I'm opting for Harrison and getting a quarterback later, but let me know if you disagree. We'll be back, who knows, maybe later today if there's any big moves. But we'll certainly be back the rest of the week as free agency officially kicks off. It has basically kicked off with the tampering period now. But be sure to like this video, subscribe to Pat's Cast, share it with your friends, and we'll be here throughout the rest of the week to talk all things Patriots, and hopefully we can be a little optimistic coming off of a rebuild and turn this into a 1 to 2 year rebuild instead of a 4 to 5 year rebuild.